My name is Eva Kinser, and I will be talking about the differences between the Swedish culture in the business world and then the US culture in the business world. Something I found very different that takes place in Sweden than it does the US is that it is important to stay at least 2 arm lengths away from somebody when speaking to them, where I feel like in the US we are very personal, up in personal space. It is also important in Sweden to make a 2 weeks notice to prepare a business meeting. In the US, we don't really do that. You can have a meeting planned on Tuesday and then have that meeting Wednesday morning. It is important in Sweden not to plan meetings on months of holidays. It's like November, December, July. In Sweden, it's also very rare that they make the decision on the first meeting, which I found was very different than the US, because I feel like in the US, the main goal there is to solve a problem or point out what we need to do. That would be making the decision, where in Sweden, I guess the first meeting is just for, like, to meet each other is the proper way to put it. So in the Swedish culture, it is very important to be very straight up with your words and not to beat around the bush, I guess, where I feel like in the US we kind of do that sometimes just to persuade somebody. It is very important just to be 100% with them straight up at first. It shows respect. Another thing that is very important to show respect is that you take turns and you clearly wait a couple seconds after one of them is speaking. Again, I think that's very similar to the US though, because I don't see many business meetings where people are interrupting each other back and forth. I think it is just a respect thing all around. It is the same in the US and Sweden to dress professionally when going to business meetings, usually a dark gray color, nothing too bright. Business suits for women, business suits and skirts and dresses. I also saw that when doing research that it's not usually recommended that you would have dinner business meetings in Sweden, which I find very odd because my dad's a businessman and I see him go on dinner business meetings all the time. So I thought that was very odd, and if you were to go on a dinner business meeting in Sweden, you have to follow specific things that you can do. You are not allowed to take the last of the food off of the plate. If you're sharing food with somebody, if you were to make a toast, you're not allowed to speak while you take the toast. You are supposed to raise your head, raise your glass, look people right to left, and then put your glass back down just to show respect and not leave anybody out. In the US, we have always been known and always been taught that you need to show up at least 10 minutes to 15 minutes early just to show that you are professional and you are ready for there and you're not late. Just shows a respect kind of thing. Where in Sweden, you are actually told to like wait in the car for your meeting to be at 2. You would wait in your car until 2 and then you would walk in at 2. So it's rude for you to show up early because then it pressures the person that's conducting the meeting. And those are the differences that I found between Swedish, US, and how they conduct their business.